Greetings, my fellow Americans, and welcome back to another Scar Bite video. So today's video for you guys, I have got an interesting question for you. This is a video that everybody has talked about, whether they're on the bonfire, talking about which gun is better, and basic question is, what is the perfect home defense weapon? So I want to talk about that because I think it's pretty important going from just somebody who uses a double barrel 12 gauge shotgun or a short barreled rifle. You don't have to go anything too crazy like that. And we're going to talk about some of the differences. We're going to be talking about short barreled rifles. We're going to be talking about 12 gauge shotguns. We're going to be talking about a pistol. You may be shocked by my answer. So without further ado, let's jump into what is the best home defense / truck gun. So guys, the few other options we have out there is 12 gauge shotguns, whether it's pump action or semi-auto. Good options for defending yourself against an assailant, sure. Good thing about weapons such as firearms is you don't need to get close, right? Like with a sword or a knife or something, you don't need to get close. You can keep your distance, and it is a very effective tool of preventing a threat from hurting you or your family or your friends or whatnot. But the thing about 12 gauge shotguns is I like my walls where they are, right? So with a 12 gauge shotgun, the spread and the sheer power of a 12 gauge is so crazy that honestly, when you talk about walls and you talk about the furniture and stuff around your house, you really just want to aim that weapon at that intended target and not have collateral damage. Which brings me to to the SBR or to the pistol brace variants of AR platforms. Now, AR platforms with pistol braces are under a little scrutiny right now, so I'm not really going to be referring to them. I'm going to be talking as if they are short-barreled rifles. So, anyways, SBR is basically an AR-15, but with a much shorter barrel and the same stock, right? So take that barrel, cut it down a few inches to 7.5 inches, and there you have an SBR, short-barreled rifle. The problem with an SBR, because usually they're chambered in 3 different calibers, right? We've got 308, we've got 300 blackout, and we got 5.56 and 223. So my problem with 308, 300 blackout, and 5.56 is that sometimes they have been known to hit a target, but also keep going, right? Hunters know this, for those who use 308s, for those who even use crossbows know that, the sheer placement of where you hit that target can affect in which direction it goes beyond just that target. If you hit them in the shoulder, it could possibly go through. Even hitting them in the head or hitting them in the chest still has the potential to go through. Now, of course, if they're wearing body armor or not, that's a little different. We're not really talking about that. But you want, again, to hit that target that it is intended for. You don't want any collateral damage. Say a target is, in front of a doorway or a wall up your, going up your stairs and whatnot, and you decide to take that shot. You hit the shot. Let's say it's a great shot. Let's say it's a headshot. You were able to headshot that dude coming up the stairs, but it went through him and into a wall, and your little your significant other, your little girl, your dog, somebody else was behind that wall and could have easily been affected by that, that choice you decided to make based on the caliber. So we're talking about maybe wanting to downsize that caliber just a little bit because, like I said, 308 may be a little too much, 300 blackout may be a little too much, and 5.56 may be a little too much. So what caliber could be a little bit better? Well, we're talking about pistols. Now, there's a problem with pistols. Sometimes, yeah, it's great. They have a flashlight. This particular pistol is a Glock variant. It's a G19. These have the amazing ability to have 45, 40, 10 mil, 9 mil, 4 different calibers in one configuration, or even 38 special, which I think is pretty special. So if we were to take this and use this as our truck gun / home defense weapon, do you think a lot of people as of right now are trained enough to be able to handle a pistol? Usually, reasons why people go to the AR platform is because they are shouldered, when using kind of like using it as a stabilizer to better grip and hold that weapon. Not a whole lot of people get enough training to know the proper recoil management or just the proper etiquette of holding a pistol to begin with. And I'm not going to teach you all about it. I'm just telling you that not a whole lot of people are familiar on how to properly hold and grip a pistol. So with that being said, this isn't really even that great of an option. Yes, we do have the calibers that we want that probably wouldn't go through a potential target or a potential threat. 9 millimeter, 45, 10 mil, 40. These are all pistol calibers that are probably not going to go through anybody. Again, no guarantees as to no collateral damage, but a very a much more decrease in the cartridge for at least when we're talking about FPS wise, right? Feet per second. When we're talking about something as small caliber as 9 mil, 45, 40 pistol calibers, those are usually not going to go through assailants. Usually they're going to hit the chest, hit the head, hit even an arm or a shoulder, and not really go through. It may graze them and then you'll keep going, but depending on where you line that shot, these are less likely to actually go through that target. So we have a problem with this being the perfect truck gun or perfect home defense weapon, and that is not enough people have enough training with these. Well, guys, I think this pretty much gives everybody the benefit of the doubt and pretty much gives a great solution to all of our problems that we're looking for, which is the Roni device. This is a device that is a shell of a more of a carbine, you could say, that allows your everyday carry to go inside of, to which all you have to do with just a short, simple, all you have to do is really, and place it inside, make sure the charging handle mechanism is attached properly. Unfortunately, the whole reason I wasn't going to, do this video a lot sooner, because I've had this device for about 2 years now, is because this door hinge right here, or hatch, broke on me. And I was so mad, I was so upset by it, but I was like, you know what? I wonder if I could still use this, if this is still viable. Now, let me tell you something. First of all, discretion is advised. If some device on your Roni device is in any way altered or broken, please don't be an idiot. Don't use it. I probably should get this replaced and whatnot, but I spent like $200 on this device, and I think that that's a load of crap that it broke on me like that, and that's why I was very upset at first. But it's in there, man, and it does a great job at cycling through what I need it to do. I'm not saying definitely should use a device that isn't exactly in its in its newest configuration, but I'm definitely saying that the Roni device itself is perfect for that good in between pistol caliber that we're looking for, or even pistol that we're looking for. And then also additionally having a attachment or a device such as the Roni to be able to use the the stabilizing brace, use the flashlights, use red dots, which are far more accurate than iron sights, and still being able to function like a normal pistol would. And then with a simple just click and pull, you have got your pistol back. So, guys, when we're taking a look, really looking into it, getting the science as to what may be the better configuration for your home protection weapon or your or just your truck gun, I definitely would lean more towards the Roni device with a pistol. That way you can have a concealed weapon at all times, and just leave the brace in the truck, or by your bed, and still being able to utilize it with enough efficiency that anybody could use it in this configuration. So there we have it. We have a pistol caliber that has the less likelihood to cause collateral damage. Also putting it into a configuration that has plenty of maneuverable, fluently being able to maneuver this through your household. Not being stuck on anything, caught on anything. Even has a collapsible stock, but I mean, if you're going to use the brace, use the brace, honestly. And this is just a perfect little weapon that has all of your convenient needs of being able to accurately stop and prevent the threat from harming you or your family. I think this is the way to go. I really do. I'm sorry if a lot of people disagree with that or have a very negative look on this, but I really do think that this is a much more viable option than just than just using a 12 gauge shotgun or using a 308 or 5.56 or 300 blackout. And a lot of people have the argument about whether they should use a can or not. So I go back and forth with the can, with the suppressor and whatnot. I go back and forth with it. I like the idea of being able to have a suppressor. I don't want to fill out the form. I believe it's a Form 4. I don't want to deal with the hustle and bustle of having a suppressor, and a lot of people say they agree, but it's worth it. I've also heard the argument, if you're in that type of situation, you really don't want to be quiet. If you're in that kind of situation, you really do want to create as much bedlam and as much mayhem, as much chaos raining down on your target as possible. The sheer sound of a gunshot, in a quiet location such as a house in the 3 in the morning, all of a sudden startling that individual could also have a much more stun effect. If you guys are familiar with flashbangs or anything like that, flashbangs are more of a deterrent to throw the enemy off guard. So if before you into a room, open the door, throw a flashbang in there, and get the enemy caught off guard, then walk in there and just start clearing the room. It's more of a defense mechanism to kind of get your enemies surprise, get the surprise that you're looking for. So if they know you're coming, toss a flashbang. Kind of the same premise, you want to be able to install fear and shock and awe into your enemy, and I think being as loud as possible, whether it's an unsuppressed weapon, may be the better option. Now, I understand you're probably not going to have the time to put ear pro in. You're not probably going to have time to tell your family to cover their ears. You're probably not going to have the time. Yes, hearing damage may be a factor into this problem. However, I think a little bit of hearing loss compared to your life, I think it's going to be okay at the end. You know, as long as you're alive and you're okay and whatnot, I don't really think it matters on the hearing protection. I think your life is more important. So, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you think. If this is a viable option or not. Me personally, I think so. I think this is the perfect route to take. A weapon to where you can stabilize. Be able to use a red dot, being able to use a light. And also in a configuration that is more stable than just tons and tons and tons of training on how to properly handle a firearm such as a pistol. So I don't know. I think I make a pretty good, compelling argument. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'll change my mind down in the comments below. We'll see. Until then, guys, take care. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next one.